Hello and welcome to this year's first assembling party. Let me know if the sounds are alright or if I need to lower any music or ramp up my own sound a little bit. Hi Seppi, hi Marta, hi Anne. I'm so excited that you're here. If these kind of assembly parties are new to you, I host them at the end of each mystery crochet along I host. And how it works is that we dig out all of our loose pieces of crochet. It can be limbs for amigurumis, it can be unfinished granny squares, or whatever project you have lying that you need to get finished. And we are gonna sew in ends, and we are gonna sew parts together, and we're gonna assemble our pieces, because sometimes you need moral support to get stuff done, and I'm here for that. I am gonna assemble Arthur the frog. This is, for some of you, a familiar amigurumi. I am currently working on a book, and this is the first new edition of patterns that will be inside of the book. If you want to know more about the book, I've been talking a lot about it during our crochet and chat live stream inside the Happy Amigurumi Club. So if you aren't a part of that, come and join us. We are a very fun gang, and you can find all the replays for the live streams in the hub over on garnknuten.com. So yeah, I am gonna assemble this. I didn't have the stomach to frog it entirely, so I'm gonna show you how I sew together the head and the body as well as the eye, so that you can follow along if you want to and see how I sew invisible seams. This will not take an hour, I think, but I will be here for an hour, and I will maybe assemble some other creatures that I have in my bookshelf behind me, because my UFO pile is getting ridiculously big, you guys. So that is what we are gonna do today. I don't have a cup of tea with me today, which is odd. If you've been here multiple times, you know that I always start off with sharing what I'm drinking, but today I am not drinking anything because I thought that I would focus only on the crocheting and sewing part. Hi, Marielle! What? No tea? I know! It is so weird. I will enjoy a cup of tea after this live stream. I can post what I'm gonna drink in the Happy Amigurumi Club Discord chat for you if you're curious. I have recently updated my tea stash, so I have a lot of fun things to choose from. But yeah, let's start off. Let me know what you are working on and what you are gonna sew together, assemble, weave in ends, or are you gonna crochet? What are your plans for this hour? Yeah, I am gonna flip you downwards so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. I do not have any nail polish today, so you will get to live with my natural nails for today. And yeah, I'm rambling. Let's get on to it. Do we like this? Maybe? I think so. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. Whee! So, this amigurumi is very nice because there was very few parts to sew together. If you're familiar with my sitting amigurumis, you know that the legs, body, and the arms are already attached to each other. And then we are gonna attach the head and the body, which is very easy because the stitches align up. So there is 30 stitches at the neck and 30 stitches on the head. The eyes will be first sewed on like this, and then we will attach it to the head. This part I recommend to pin in place first, just to get them evenly placed on top of the head. Oh, I really love this design. I was a bit afraid that it would be too simple. But I really love it. I really love how he turned out, and I'm really obsessed with this green yarn. It's alba cotton in a light green yarn. The white is also alba cotton as well as the black. Can I share you a little trinket that I found at my granddad's cottage? We are emptying it because we are selling it, but I thought it was so fun because my grandmother and my granddad used to get trinkets like these and put them in their windowsill. They had a bunch of mostly birds and owls in wood and clay. I had never seen this before, and I think it's so cute. It's this weirdly looking frog, and my mom said she was really scared of it when she was little, and I can understand that. It looks definitely a little bit haunting, but I like to imagine it just singing, and that's why the mouth is open. I think it's really beautiful. It looks like it's like terracotta clay or something. And yeah, if anyone has seen anything like this and has any history of these, let me know, because I am so curious. I haven't done a image search on Google yet, but I'm definitely gonna do it. I just thought that it was a sign. It seems like frogs are popping out everywhere right now. I made the frog bag earlier this year, and then Arthur the frog, and then this frog. So yeah, I feel like green is the color of the year, and frog seems to be the animal of the year. Sebi putting together my own Arthur. I also have most of the frog bag done too. That's so exciting. I can't wait to see how your amigurumis and the bag turns out. Marta, I'll start crocheting a rooster. Nice. Easter is coming up. And I'm getting ready for a dinner, but we'll sew together Arthur later. Marielle, it has personality. It definitely have. Yeah. I'm putting Arthur together too. That's so exciting. Okay. Let's put our Arthurs together. I have not told you yet the story behind the name. I usually have a poll on what name I should name a amigurumi. But this time, Arthur already had a name. Because our friends got a child last year. And his name is Arthur. And I really like that name. And asked his mother if I can borrow that name. Maybe I've told this story already. Either way, I asked his mother if I can borrow his name for a amigurumi, And she said yes. So Arthur is named after our friend's firstborn child. It's also fun because I think it's the first child in our closer friend group. So it was nice to name something after him. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I think it's nice to I mean, always I don't always have a story behind the names. But when I don't have a story, usually someone else have a story. So it's funny how you connect with things when they have named and associate them with different situations or happenings or events in your life. I have also names that I can't use. I mean, as a former teacher, we all know those kids that have a name, and unfortunately that name is cursed. I have no idea now if I'm starting this at the right spot, but I hope so. We are gonna start and then we are gonna just frog it if it doesn't. Hey, you're upside down. I didn't even recognize that. Let me flip you around so you can see it from my perspective. Just a second. I guess it's like this. Yes, but we need to... No? No? Yes. Perfect. Okay, so when we sew together the head, I like to sew it like this. So you take a stitch from the neck and from the head and pull through. This is the best way to sew together, in my opinion, two open parts that has, if it's a good pattern, the stitches align. And as a designer, I feel like it's very important to make the sewing portion of a amigurumi a bliss. So that is why I like to design open parts with the same amount of stitches. I don't know if it's a regular thing designers do, because I haven't followed any other amigurumi designers' patterns in a while, but I think that's how you should do it, because it's weird if it's one part with 35 stitches and then one part with 25, and very hard to get that to match up evenly. But as you can see, the edge is turning very nice, and this is the reason why I chose to make the last round of the body in green, because if we would have continued with white, you would be able to see the stitches pretty clearly. Hey Polar! Polar is such a lovely pattern, can't wait to make him. Thank you! I told everybody already that I felt like he's very simple. I mean, he doesn't have any bells and whistles, and I was a bit afraid that he would be boring. But I really love it. I need to just embrace that I love simple shapes and I love amigurumis that are pretty simple or have like simple shapes. So I'm also very happy with how he turned out, and he really lights up this yarn in the best possible way ever, in my opinion. Okay, we are gonna stuff his neck a little bit. With some stuffing. This is a project bag that I made during my studies, this was just a freehand project, but this is hand screen printed, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I designed this wreath thingy and everything. Yeah, maybe in the future I might do some more of these bags. We will see. They are very Christmassy though. Very Christmas focused. We are working hard on the studio/yarn store. We have managed to strip one wall from wallpaper. I am documented the process, and that's why there haven't been any YouTube videos in a while, because we are not done, and it takes a bit longer than I anticipated, as usual with these kind of projects. But the goal is to get all the wallpaper off the walls this week and hopefully start painting next week. Pink! But we need to do a white layer first, and then the pink. The walls are gonna be pink! I am so excited. This weekend I'm also doing my second market of the year. I've been prepping and started packing today. I've got a couple of pre-orders that people are gonna pick up at the market, which is very exciting. It feels like when you get those pre-orders, it gives you a boost for the market and going there. So I'm very, very excited. It is a yarn specific market, which I haven't attended before. So it's gonna be fun to see how it differs from a market where there is all kinds of vendors. And yes, I am doing a vlog for you. That is at least my plan. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do a market prep or just film the market and do a numbers recap at the end. Mostly because the prep is basically the same as last time. And I don't know, do you feel like the preps are interesting to watch, or do you rather watch all the, just the, what is it called, the market portion? Or are you only interested in the stats? Let me know. Marta, yarn market sounds like so much fun. Yeah, I'm very excited. So it's in a beer brewery and the venue is really pretty. So I'm excited for that. We are 9 people. I am the only one, what I've seen, that aren't there selling my own yarn. So the rest of the vendors are hand yarn dyers. And I'm there to mostly sell my patterns and yarn kits and what else? Cotton yarn. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I feel like my product and my boot will probably stand out a little bit, which might be a good or a bad thing. I hope it's a good thing. Oh. I have 2 little thread left and I don't know what to do. I have this tiny little hole here. I might just ignore that honestly for now and solve that issue later. I have already, or my photographer for the book have already taken pictures of Arthur, so he doesn't really have any other purpose than just sitting on a shelf and being pretty, and probably will join me when I have book signings and stuff. So I don't think that that little hole will bother anyone. Marielle, nice, that sounds super exciting. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun experience. It's also the first market that I paid for the table, or I have been at markets where I paid for the table, but then it's been like, I think maximum 20 euros maybe for a day. This is 90 euros, so it's definitely more than I ever put on a market. So I'm a little bit, I have this pressure that I need to make at least 90 euros, and hopefully the money for the gas that goes to driving to the venue, as well as the food. If it would cover, that's the bare minimum. If it would cover table, food, and the gas for the day, and then if it's a really good market, I will hopefully maybe double that. I don't know. It's so hard to know what to expect, because I can't really expect the same amount of sales as people who I know have been there before, because they sell so... their items are so much different than mine, so it's really hard to compare. And of course, every market is different when it's hosted during the year and so on. So yeah, it's really hard to know how it goes. On the last market, I sold 1 crochet pattern, or technically 3, but there was 2. Yeah, okay, 3. I sold 3 patterns. So I hope that I will sell more than 3 patterns this time. And some yarn, hopefully. And if nothing else, it will be a fun experience, and hopefully I will get to talk to some customers and market my brand, I guess. It's a free event, so I think there might be quite a lot of people. Okay, let me talk you through how I am sewing the eyes. So you can pin this into place, but I'm using my thumb I'm starting down at the edge, and then I'm going up and down through the eyes to make a seamless seam. This is one of my favorite ways to sew on. Let's skip this stuffing because it's ending up in the wrong places. One of my favorite ways to sew on flat pieces, most of them. I like when the edges, when you can like see the loops of the single crochets at the edge. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4 rows between the eyes and the magic circle. We count the magic circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have any questions about Arthur the Frog or any other questions regarding designing or pattern writing or crocheting in general, put them in the chat and I'm gonna answer them as best as I can. I've got several questions recently when Amigurumi Design Lab is opening again, and I can happily announce that there will be a new class in July. So if you have ever been thinking about starting to design your own amigurumis, that is a perfect course for you. Please do save more yarn for sewing that I've done. But this is also due to me frogging, so at some point I've cut off the leftover portion, but this is way too little to sew with. Better to have too much yarn at the end than too little. Okay, let's tuck that on the inside. I think that looks good. It felt like there was a lot of stitches at the bottom, which was a little bit odd. Okay, it's good enough. It's good enough. I'm not... yeah. Sometimes we are a little bit too hard on ourselves. For this portion, I definitely need some pins. Just a second. I am sewing a pink banner or flag with my logo for the market on Saturday. So all my pins were in the wrong place, or a place where they usually aren't. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. About here, I guess. Maybe a little bit there. And there. Oh, if you were on the how to sew your parts together workshop that I hosted last year, you have also probably seen Hatter the Frog, because he was the amigurumi that I sewed on during the workshop. Let's put my phone on silent. I hope I have enough yarn for this, but I think, and if I don't, then we just attach some more. I have very little stuffing right now in this eye, and I will stuff it more before closing the gap. But let me show you how I sew two parts together, one that is open and one that is closed, with a seamless join stitch. Seamless join, maybe that was the I think that's the right correct term for it. So the yarn is coming up from the head right now. We are gonna go through the eye and go into the same hole as the yarn is poking up from, and then put the needle one stitch to the left and then pull. And the same thing again. So we will go through. It feels like I should have started a little bit further. Okay. I think I'm gonna start in that. Okay, so in to the eye and one to the left. Into the eye, into the head, one to the left. Into the head, no, into the eye, into the head, one to the left. into the eye, into the head, and into the left. Eye, head, up, left. And always go through the same hole as the yarn is sticking up from. And that gives you these. I mean, you can't even see these tiny little stitches. And when you have the exact same yarn, it will become very invisible and very pretty and neat. And if you're new to sewing, don't be discouraged. It takes some time to get used to, because it's different to sew together fabric pieces and crocheted pieces. But you will learn and you will become great at it if you just take your time, do it slowly, and use a ridiculous amount of pins. That's my best advice. And don't choose the easy route with only doing, for example, no-sew patterns, because you will miss out on so many beautiful patterns that include some sewing if you ignore it. So don't ignore the sewing. Let's learn and become good at it and explore all the marvelous patterns that are currently out there. I mean, you can't almost see. It is just beautiful. Maybe one more stitch, and then we'll add some more stuffing. Marta, I think of sewing as a necessary evil. Yeah, I guess. But it doesn't have to be. It can actually be quite fun, if I dare to say, and satisfying. I might actually have some time to assemble. I have frogged Ruth the reindeer for the third time. I am really fed up with sewing her together, so I might need some moral support for that. So I think I'm gonna do that after I've finished this eye. Does anyone else feel like it's easier to sew something when you have it against the table than just like in your hands? I feel like it makes it more sturdy when you have something to push your amigurumi up against. Oh, I smell toast. I am definitely gonna go and make some toasts after this. I am in a period now where I eat a lot of avocado toasts. I don't know if anyone else have the same thing, that you find a thing and then you eat it like crazy for a while, and then you get tired of it, and then you find something new. I've also found a really delicious Bueno Easter eggs that, oh my god, they are so delicious. They are gonna ruin my budget this spring because they were a little bit pricey, but they were so freaking good. I am very excited for the Easter candy season and memma season. If you don't know what memma is, it is a Finnish dessert that looks like poop and made from rye, and you eat it with cream and sugar. It looks horrible. Many people think it tastes horrible. But I feel like there is something very comforting with memma. Marielle, I love avocado toast. Yeah, it is so good. Right now I'm putting a little bit of salt on it and chili flakes, and it's, oh my god, it is so good. I could live honestly on toasts and other breakfast things. Okay, Arthur is done. He is adorable. In the book there will be patterns for rubber boots that goes on Arthur's feet, as well as all the other sitting amigurumi's legs. Not the birds, but the sitting ones. And yeah, this is one of the patterns that will be inside the book. And if you are a member of the Happy Amigurumi Club or joining the Spring Splash Call, you have already gotten the final pattern over on the Spring Splash Call page over on GoneKnuten.com. There you will also find the assembling instructions if you want them in written form, as well as all the other instructions for the parts and yeah, everything. You know where to find that. I want to show you another amigurumi that I finished for the book. If you follow me on Instagram, you have probably seen her already. I'm still thinking about the name. I got a lot of beautiful suggestions over on Instagram when I did a question box there. I also is thinking of naming her after my sister Linda, But we will see if this is gonna be a Linda or another animal. Linda the Lou would be, or Linda the Lynx. Lou is the Swedish term. But I'm really happy. This is the lynx. She has her little tail. It's almost too long. She has a bunch of dots. And yeah, I'm thinking about adding some tiny tassels for her ear. And yeah, I really love how she turned out. I think she's gonna go well with Arthur and Alice the fox. I wanted more animals that isn't brown and beige because the book is there is a lot of brown and beige animals, and I think they are both a great color pop in for the book. Marielle, I'm making willies for Arthur. That's perfect. And she's so cute. Thank you. I'm really happy with how she turned out. She's very much inspired by Luna the cat, but because Luna the cat isn't working in the theme of the amigurumis for the book, I had to somehow get a cat-ish animal. I mean, it's a cat animal inside the book. I've also finished our bear in brown. This is Polar Nanook, the polar bear, but it's Boris, the bear. Because it's a brown bear. Boris the brown bear. I'm also working on a Tilde, the bunny. But that is not what we're gonna sew together. We're gonna take 13 minutes and sew on the freaking horn on Rut the reindeer because it is annoying and I want to get it done, and I've been postponing it for so long. Rut is also gonna be in the book. I thought that next time we're having a crochet chat, which will be in April inside of the Happy Amigurumi Club, I will talk more and show you which animals are gonna be a part of the book. And if you are, hi Mitala, if we schedule it properly, we could actually have the crochet and chat after. Oh, it might be too long. But after the photo shoot, because we're gonna have the final photo shoot in April. So yeah, it might be then at the really end of April, and then you could get a sneak peek of a couple of amigurumis, and then maybe in May I could show you the rest. There is a bunch of familiar faces and some new critters as the lynx and some birds. Okay. Polar, I love the brown version of Nanook. Me too! I was so surprised. I didn't think he would look cute for some reason. I mean, you know me. I'm not a big fan of these colors. They are a little bit too boring for me, but I do really like how he turned out. I could actually also see him in maybe green or some other popping color, maybe pink. But it was really fun. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna add the sweater for him. I think the fish sweater would work, but I don't know if I'm gonna add that to the book or not. We will see. But the fishing rod is definitely gonna go with him. One sweater would be fun because then you could maybe yeah, put the pattern for that sweater, and then that sweater could work for different amigurumis. But I've gone pretty much on the patterns, which you can then choose on which amigurumi. So this pattern that Ragnhild the reindeer has, you could have that pattern on Boris the bear, and you could have this pattern on the reindeer, for example. So you can mix and match a little bit. So I don't know if the sweater would be too much. I'm already up in more patterns than I was planning. Okay, let's take a break with talking and get this attached to, I don't know if it's because it's a little bit tricky. I need to admit that this is tricky to sew. And my biggest problem is that I can't see the stitches. But we're gonna do our best. I think here somewhere. Maybe? Or maybe one step. Let's do one step higher. Oh, this feels so good to finally have this almost done. You know, sometimes you have those items that you never get finished because the sewing portion just feels daunting and not fun. And I'm so excited that I now can move forward from this horn to the ears, the eyes, and the tail, because those parts are a piece of cake. I also think I'm stressing a lot about the placement of the horns because it feels like, I mean, it's the main feature of the reindeer, so I get so nervous that they are in the wrong place. And I mean, it doesn't matter if they get a little bit wonky or crooked. That is just a characteristic feature of your amigurumi, and we should embrace that more. I think I also need to get better on that point. I'm gonna try and make these a little bit more sturdy. by going through the horn and then down in the head and then back up. Because sometimes I feel like they are a little bit too flimsy. Sebbe, finally my artist no longer headless. Yay! Amazing work. Oh, so the reason why I had to frog Ragni again after assembling him during the December assembling party was because I had forgotten to take a picture of the parts. So I had to frog her, take pictures of the part, and now here we are. Crocheting her like a second time would have taken too much time. It's always less time consuming to frog, even though it is a bit annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Let's poke in this little tiny earpiece somewhere. Like this. Ta-da! And let's cut it. Ah! Thank you for keeping me accountable and sewing together some parts that haven't been sewn together in a while. The ears, I think that's the next one on the list. I'm gonna pin them in place at least. And it's so much easier when you have something already attached to the head to go from. I always feel like the first things that you attach to the heads are the hardest ones. And then for the ears now. Oh no, I don't remember. How did I? This looks like cow ears. I might need to have a reference picture for these. Either way, when you have the first two parts, it's way easier because you have something to navigate from. So it's easier to find the placement of the eyes and the ears if you have a pair of horns. The same with Boris. I started off with the nose. It was... and had to pin it very firmly. And after that, it was really easy to place the eyes. And after that, really easy, or easier at least, to place the ears than starting from the ears, for example. Should I just go with it, or let's find a picture. I guess they are just, sorry for my voice, folded and tucked under the horns. It feels like the horns are more top of the head that I've sewn, but maybe I can squeeze the ears a little bit under and then it will pop them a little bit. straighter than they are right now. Or should I move it? I don't have the patience to frog. This again. So we will just go with it. We will just go with it. We will just go with it. It will look pretty either way. And just sew it really close to the horn. Yes, that is the plan. Oh no! Our hour is up for today. It went way faster than I thought, but I guess when you are having fun, everything goes by fast. Okay, I'm gonna take a break and save this for my work day tomorrow to finish assembling this, and then I have some pictures to take as well, so we will have a photo shoot tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining this assembling party. I hope that you got some crocheting done, or maybe some assembling or sewing done that you maybe needed some motivation to get to. I will see you again next month during the crochet and live chat, and until then in our Discord group. Thank you so much for being here. Have a lovely rest of the evening. Bye.